Divya, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen?
Yes, Chetan, it's visible.
Perfect. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. This will be conducted by myself and Vijay Chandel. So today we look to update everyone present here about the recent game-changing updates in Leica Reality Capture software solutions. Right. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope today's session is worthwhile. So firstly, we will begin with the agenda. And Priyanka will start off with the overview of Hexagon India. And then after that, we're going to start off with the software updates. We're going to give you a brief overview of the functionality, the field application, the field 360, which is present on your iPads or any other Android device will provide. And then further, we're going to talk about the new updates in Cyclone Register 360 Plus edition now. Then we're going to give a deep dive. We're going to go for a deep dive into the specific functionalities of the field software, the field application, the field 360, what it's going to allow you to do. And we're going to show some screen grabs of the software platform itself. Then Mr. Vijay Chandel will talk about the unique Leica software offerings that will include Leica HxDR. Right, this is something very new across the world. Some of the new functionalities of the iPad LiDAR support, how our platform will also support the LiDAR present on the iPad Pro or the iPhone, right? We're going to touch upon a little about the new data security feature in RTC 360. And along with that, we're going to talk about the classification tools, which which have been required, which have been requested from our customers. Priyanka, you may go ahead with the Hexagon India overview.
Thanks, Chetan. I'll just share my screen. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, thank you so much. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll just take a couple of minutes to take you through what Hexagon does and just give you a brief overview about Hexagon. Hexagon is a global leader in digital reality solutions that are empowering an autonomous, sustainable future by putting data to work. It is our belief that achieving sustainability requires digital realities that push the boundaries of automation towards autonomy. Um, if we look closely, a smart digital reality, it requires a feedback loop between the real and the digital worlds. And this is Hexagon's sweet spot. Enabled by our core technologies in reality capture, positioning, design and simulation, and location intelligence technologies, we are achieving that. Our reality capture technologies enables the digital capture of the physical world. The positioning technology enables the location tracking, navigation, control of anything, anywhere. Our design and simulation technologies enable the design replication of real world scenarios. The location intelligence technologies, they enable active georeference intelligence of real world situations. And autonomous technologies enables automation of any task or workflow, enabling action without any human intervention. If you're wondering which industries we work with, what you see here gives you a bird's eye view of the vast scope of industries we serve. Our industry expertise and relevancy is both very broad and deep. Our solutions are very relevant in manufacturing sector, energy and resources related. Um, we have lo- we have lot of solutions for urban and government services as well. Um, so we very broad and deep industry expertise we have. We also serve a multitude of private and government organizations responsible for delivering urban and government services and play heavily in markets dealing with construction of anything from skyscrapers to industrial facilities to infrastructure and more. So as I said that, our we serve in a wide scope of industries overall. Coming to our businesses play a unique role in contributing to our vision of doing a sustainable value creation. On the screen, you can look at the various divisions we have here in marketing. In manufacturing intelligence, we have solutions for the entire product life cycle. In asset life cycle intelligence, we have solutions to manage the assets in industry setup, our smart industrial facility solution. We have solutions for autonomy and positioning, basically end-to-end solutions for assured positioning and correction for land, sea, and air. We have a very vast scope of solutions in the mining sector, in agriculture sector, in geospatial and geosystem sector. Just to take you through about Hexagon India, just just briefly, if I was to mention, we have a very pan-India presence. We have offices in 14 cities. We are headquartered in Gurgaon. We have two R&D centers, one in Hyderabad and Pune. We have over 2,000 employees, and we have a strong domain expertise in all the solutions that I just mentioned. So I hope that you find this webinar very valuable and insightful. And now I'll hand it over to you to Chetan to start the your agenda. Yeah. Yeah, Chetan, over to you.
Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. So while we go through the presentation today, if anyone has any questions, they may please feel free to write it down in the chat box, and we're going to get back to you as soon as possible. Software updates, why, how, and when, right? So why are these software updates necessary? How are they necessary, and when do we plan to release them? So starting off with why, our team at Hexagon, we've decided to change the traditional manner or the traditional workflow where all of the data would be collected on field and then it would be brought into the office. And then after that, the software work would actually get started, right? So the traditional office-based workflows to the field. So, I mean, we've changed the traditional method of bringing all of the data to the office, right? With the latest release, a lot of work can be done in the field itself. We have an ambition to provide the full strength of Leica software capabilities to professionals. So even professionals utilizing other other LiDAR technology products such as the Apple iPad Pro, they can also utilize our software platforms or the Field 360 platform to capture data. So how are we bringing out these updates, or what do they necessarily revolve around? The publishing products, the Cyclone Publisher and Cyclone Publisher Pro software options, they have been restructured completely, right? New capabilities have been added on both the Cyclone Field 360 platform as well as the desktop platform, right? New offer for registration projects in field, right? So now initially what you would have to do is you would have to bring the data and then you would have to register it, create the final bundle registration or optimized registration in the office, right? With the new software release, we allow you to do that on the field, on Field 360 platform itself, right? So if you tell me, or if you're a service provider and you're only looking to share the raw file output, you can do that while you're on site at the customer site, right? You don't have to go back to your office for that. And Further, there is like a new registration workflow has also been added in the Office desktop system as well. The Office platform, the Cyclone Register 360 platform. When do we plan to release this? So as I am speaking right now, these updates have already been released. So if you have, like, I'll explain how it's being released. If you have the CCP or the AMC for the softwares, you can go ahead and update your software platforms from my world. Otherwise, I can explain if you're working on a subscription-based model, as we proceed further, I will explain how it's going to work. What is changing? What are the main product updates? So the Cyclone publisher functionality that is being integrated to other products, right? So what I'm trying to say here is the publisher functionality that has been made obsolete now because we have integrated the publisher, you can say, functionality within Cyclone Register 360 or Cyclone Register 360. I mean, the Cyclone Register 360 plus BLK edition as well as Cyclone Register 360. So there's no more requirement of having another additional license or the publisher license. Cyclone Register 360 Plus, it becomes a complete professional solution now, right? So when you're availing the Cyclone Register 360 Plus, right, you don't have to go for an additional publisher license to export the file options because it has been made as a comprehensive solution now. The Field 360 is now considered as the entry level solution for processing data. So initially what would happen is or previously before what would happen is the entry level solution, the registration solution would be the Cyclone Register 360 BLK edition, and the professional would be considered as the Cyclone Register 360 or the BLK edition along with the publisher license, right? So with the new workflow or with the recent new updates, the entry level solution for processing data on the site itself is the Cyclone Field 360 application, right? This will allow you to clean the data and along with that register the data on field and then export the data from the field itself, right? So there's no reason to bring the data in an Office desktop ecosystem anymore. So this is the entry level solution now. The intermediate solution becomes the Cyclone Register 360 Plus, right? BLK edition. So this will give you all of the functionalities of the entry level along with some added features, which I'm going to talk about as we move forward. And finally, the professional or the complete solution is the Cyclone Register 360 Plus, which is going to give you all of the value additions of the entry level as well as the intermediate level, right? I want to focus your attention on the plus here. So the name changes has been earlier it was Cyclone Register 360 BLK edition. So now it is Cyclone Register 360 plus BLK edition. Same goes for this one, the complete solution. Earlier it was Cyclone Register 360. Now it is Cyclone Register 360 plus, right? So plus is the addition. And as I've mentioned before, all of the other licenses have become obsolete now. Now these are the new ones which are available. Cyclone Field 360. So I'll begin by giving insights on the Field 360 application. This is the new entry point to class leading registration in the field itself. So now you can complete your project entirely while you are in the field. And when I say that, I'm referring to capturing the data, registering the data, and then finally publishing the data, and then exporting a complete project entirely from a phone application or a tablet application without the need of going back to your office or without the need of a desktop ecosystem. So the in-field workflow is a complete game changer for new and experienced users alike to deliver a project quickly, communicate and collaborate before leaving the field itself, right? So when your on-field surveying team is going to capture data at a far-off location, right, from that particular area, they can quickly capture the data, register it, and publish it. And then after publishing it, they can share it with the end user, and then the end user, they can easily collaborate with him to understand if there is any gap in in what the expected results or the desirable results are or not. So this is the next generation of registration for the next generation of reality capture users, right? When we say that, what we're referring to is not only are we providing the functionality of capturing, registering, and publishing in field, but we're also extending our platform for um, you can say users who are using a device other than Leica. For example, if a person or if any user is using a device with a LiDAR sensor, they can come on our platform, the Field 360 platform, and easily they can capture the data, register it, and then publish it and export it in a desirable format, right? So with this particular release, we're trying to expand, you can say, our horizons in terms of providing deliverable solutions to potential customers. Cyclone Field 360 Basic, right? So this is the new workflow in 2023. Cyclone Field 360 Basic is particularly for on-device people who have LiDAR sensors on their device only, right? So over here, who am I referring to? I'm referring to the individuals who are using, let's say, an Apple iPad Pro, right? So what are they going to do, or what would their workflow be like? They would download or they would utilize our application, Field 360 Basic, right? The Field 360 Basic would allow them to capture the data, register the data, and then further they can export it as E57 and PTX from the field itself, right? And while exporting it, they can deliver the exported file in downstream softwares such as like our first party software such as Cyclone 3DR if they want to hop on the Leica platforms. Otherwise, if they're using any third party applications, they can easily send the E57 or PTX files to the third party applications. Now, let's say if any individual is utilizing the Apple iPad Pro, the tablet, right? Some additional features they can avail is viewing the 3D point cloud which they're capturing. They can view the site map if they've taken a number of scans. They can view the site map. They can view the area or the location they have captured. If they want to tag any asset and they want to geo tag it, right? They can simply click a photograph from their iPad and it will be attached in the point cloud data. And apart from that, as I've said, if they want to take any snapshots of any particular area or any, like, let's say, utility area, they can do that and simply it's going to attach in their point cloud data. So this is the Cyclone Field 360 Basic is for on-device LiDAR users only, and this is like we're catering to a whole new audience by providing this platform. So to give some add-on information, if an individual is using a Leica hardware and along with that they're using an Apple iPad Pro, which has an inbuilt LiDAR, you can say sensor. So what they can do now is while capturing like large areas with the hardware device, with the Leica hardware device. Along with that, they can use their Apple iPad Pro and any minute areas which they want to capture where they would only be able to capture the photograph earlier. Using the Apple iPad Pro, they can actually take a LiDAR scan using the Apple iPad Pro, and they can combine the LiDAR scan of the Apple iPad Pro with the LiDAR scan of the hardware like a hardware, right? So this gives them an end-to-end functionality as well. The Cyclone Field 360 BLK edition. So the Cyclone Field 360 BLK edition, currently it works only with the BLK 360 device, and in the coming months, it'll cater to the BLK 2Go users as well, right? So when you're using the BLK, the Field 360 BLK edition, again, you're going to have the application, the Field 360 application on your device, the tablet, the Android or iOS device. You're going to be able to export E57 PTX from the field itself. And along with that, you can also share the data on the cloud using the TrueView, the Leica TrueView platform. So then anyone sitting anywhere in the world, they can easily stream the data on their desktop systems. As I've mentioned, all of the features which were present before in the Field 360 Basic, that is, all of that is being provided. When it comes to deliverables, customers can utilize Cyclone 3DR, which is a Leica software. They can go on the CloudWorks platform if they're inclined to using the Autodesk environment, right? Otherwise, as I've mentioned, they can simply move their file on the TrueView on cloud for visualization purpose. So anyone sitting anywhere in office, they can easily visualize the data being captured. Enriching the registration workflow with new publishing capabilities. So over here, I'll talk about how how the publisher license has been made obsolete and what are the new functionalities of the registration platform, the desktop registration platform. So you can refine your projects in Office to tighten a registration, clean up noise, conduct a quick classification, and more. Right. So earlier, all of these functionalities were also present, but like the new functionality of this platform is quick classification. So you can easily classify the road, the trees, the buildings, or the moving objects that has been made available, or that functionality has been, that feature has been made available on this new platform now, right? All your tags and assets added in the field are available to users inside Cyclone Register 360 Plus, making it possible to communicate notes and important information between field and office. So anyone, if they see anything important or anything of importance, they can easily create tags of the assets, and then it will become easier to collaborate with people in office. Right, simply publish the RCP and more without any additional license. So earlier, when you would be required to take an additional publisher license, that has been, as I've said, that has been made obsolete now. And directly from the Register 360 platform, we give you the feature or the opportunity to directly publish these file options, right? So RCP, anyone who is on the Autodesk platform would utilize RCP. LGS and RCP files make it easier to integrate with Leica and Autodesk products downstream to generate analysis and valuable deliverables at your client's discretion. Publishing workflows in 2022, right? So while people were using the Cyclone publisher, so this is talking about the earlier workflow, right? People would prepare the data in Cyclone Register 360 or the Cyclone Register 360 BLK edition. Along with that, they would require the publisher license. To manage the data, they would either convert the data as an LGS file or they would push it on the Cyclone Enterprise, right? These were the earlier features which were provided. Some of them I've already mentioned. Otherwise, the limit boxes, so you can like narrow down on any particular area you're working with. Or what you can do is you can select the specific setup. And then further to deliver, you would use our softwares such as Cyclone 3DR to create deliverables or downstream deliverables. You would utilize Autodesk or CloudWorks if you are working on any Autodesk platform. Otherwise, TrueView for visualization purpose. So the Cyclone publisher, as I've said, it has been liquidated and features of the Cyclone publisher have been added to Cyclone Register 360 Plus, including the BLK edition, right? So publisher features are included in the initial desktop ecosystem itself. No other extra license is involved, right? And along with providing the features, what we do is now we also allow customers to export the Pano images as JPG and access to Cyclone Register. So a lot of customers earlier would say that they still require our, you can say our initial Cyclone Register platform to export the file types in certain file formats. So with the Cyclone Register 360 Plus or Cyclone Register 360 Plus BLK edition software platforms, this will also grant access to Cyclone Register. I'm sorry, yes, this will grant access to Cyclone Register, which will grant you access to further, like you can export the file in multiple file formats. So this is a more cleaner view of the publishing workflow in 2023. So now there's no more publisher license and no more publisher pro. Simply you can utilize these platforms and you can create many deliverables, and it gives you access to many features which was not there present earlier. Moving from Cyclone Publisher Pro to Cyclone Workflow, right? So the Publisher Pro feature in 2022, so that would give you access to the panoramic images. I mean, exporting the panoramic images as EXR and JPG. It would give you access to integrate the LGS file with OBJ or IFC models and along with VR. So in 2023, this has been the Publisher Pro that has been converted to the Cyclone workflow, right? So now Cyclone workflow that gives you access to exporting the panoramic images as EXR and JPG. Along with that, you can integrate the LGS files with models such as you can integrate OBJ or IFC models, and also it also gives you access to the VR capability. And along with that, any new release or any new feature release, which I mean, there are many lined up in the near future, that will all be present. Like if you're availing Cyclone workflow, then that will all of the new features would be available to you. So there would be no more changes with the Register 360 or Register 360 Plus and Register 360 Plus BLK edition. The all of the new features which will come as an addition would come in the Cyclone workflow license. So what does the reality capture ecosystem or software portfolio look as on today? Right. So in the field for like Apple Pro devices who are using a LiDAR sensor in the field, right, they can directly utilize the Field 360 basic edition, right? So if you're taking basic edition, you have nothing to do with the Office or the other Field 360 applications, right? And this will directly allow you to export as E57. There are other features which are soon to come, such as the LGS export and the Scient export. The optional add-on is the quick plan feature, which will allow you to quickly create a plan in the field. For the field BLK scanners users, if you're not looking to utilize our Office software platforms, you can avail the Field 360 BLK edition, right? This will give you one seat, and again, it's going to give you access to export the E57. And in the near future, we plan to also allow you to export the RCP, LGS, and Scient file options, right? Another add-on features for this would be similar to the other one, which is Quick Plan. For the Office platforms, what we do is we will now provide Cyclone Register 360 plus BLK edition, and along with that, you will get Field 360 application, right? So this will give you access to 5 seats, and along with that, I mean the publisher license has been obsolete now, so it will give you exporting options such as PTX, PTG, LAS. Um, RAF files. Along with that, you can also export Pano images, right? So some of the optional add-ons here would be Cyclone Workflow. Cyclone Workflow, as I've mentioned, that is specifically if you're looking to export the Pano images as EXR. If you're looking to integrate models such as OBJ files or IFC files along with the LGS files. And also if you're looking to utilize the VR or virtual reality headsets, you would require Cyclone Workflow. And the quick plan is again another optional add-on. For high-end scanner users, so let's say the RTC 360 or the P series, so customers, they would utilize the Cyclone Register 360 Plus, and along with that, they would require the Field 360, and this will give them access to all of the features or all of the functionalities, all of the other software options provide. And along with that, I mean Cyclone Workflow, as I've mentioned here, and the quick plan. So this gives you a quick a brief overview of what the Leica Reality Capture software portfolio looks as on today, right? So the major difference here is the fact that earlier where people would have to capture data on field and then they would need a desktop platform or a desktop ecosystem. Right now we've made that much easier by providing the desktop functionality on the field application itself, on their iPad or their tablet itself. So what do these changes means for, like, what does it mean for existing users as well as new potential customers, right? So every or any customer who is currently without a CCP or an AMC, the Leica terminology is customer care package. They will receive no updates and no software updates, right? Their current licenses will work forever on the latest version of their CCP entities, entitles them to, right? Customers who had availed the CCP, they would receive all of the updates and support required. They can easily migrate to the new licenses at the time of CCP renewal. So customers earlier who were utilizing Cyclone Field 360, they can it's easily they can Cyclone Register. They can utilize the Cyclone Register 360 Plus, right? Customers using Cyclone Register 360, they can easily upgrade to Cyclone Register 360 Plus, right? Customers earlier who had Cyclone Register 360 BLK edition, if they want to upgrade to the Cyclone Register 360 Plus software platform, it will be paid. Otherwise, if they're willing to continue their work on the BLK edition, the updated BLK edition, again, that's like completely free for them. Site customers who had earlier availed the publisher license, Cyclone Publisher, right? They can easily migrate to the because Cyclone Publisher has made obsolete. So as I've said, whatever functionality Cyclone Publisher was earlier providing, now all of that functionality, all of that features would be provided on Cyclone Register 360 Plus and Cyclone Register 360 Plus BLK edition as by default. And customers who are utilizing or who have found the Publisher Pro license necessary, right? If you have the CCP, then they can easily avail the benefits of Cyclone workflow now. Coming to the subscription licenses, so customers who had existing subscription uh, and will not renew. So after people activate the new subscription license, right? If they were earlier utilizing the Cyclone Register and they move towards a new subscription of Cyclone Register 360 Plus, that will like they will go through some price increase because the new software platform, as I've said, it gives you added advantage of being like of being a comprehensive solution because you're not required to purchase the publisher license separately. If you were utilizing the Cyclone Register 360 platform and you want to move towards the Cyclone Register 360 Plus option, then also you're going to have to go through some price increase. When it comes to if you were on a subscription model of Cyclone Register 360 BLK edition and you're looking to go on the plus editions of like BLK edition or without BLK edition, there will be a price increase. If let's say you say that we don't require this the software ecosystem anymore and we're only looking to export an E57 file, right? Then what you can do is you can avail the Field 360 platform, right? So when you're availing the Field 360 platform, this will allow you to directly export the E57 and PTX file, and then you can take it into some third-party application which you're already utilizing. So this will allow you to, you can say, save time on going by going on Leica's desktop platform. The Cyclone publisher that has been integrated into the like new updated software platforms. And if you were earlier on Cyclone, you had the Cyclone Publisher Pro edition, then it will be a lower price compared. The Cyclone workflow would have a lower price compared to the Cyclone Publisher Pro license. So now I'm going to give you a deeper dive into the Field 360 Basic BLK Edition and Field 360 platform. Right. So some of the features of Cyclone Field 360 version 4.1 would be to it empowers the field workflow. Why? Because the redundant links and closed loops. So whatever, like if you had 50 other setups, so earlier what would happen was that between every setup there would be one link, right? With the new update, what happens is multiple links are formed within setups, right? So earlier, if there were 10 setups, then to join the 10 setups, there would be one starting point and one ending point. Now what happens is within the 10 setups, there would be multiple number of links, which will help you register the point cloud better or register all of the setups better, right? Improved level of detail in linking and alignment views. So when at times you had to manually link the data or align the data, align different setups together. Now, when you look at the new improved software platform, it allows you to look at a greater, you can say, amount of data, which is going to help you link and align the data in the field. Slicing tool for visual inspection of the registration, right? So earlier what would happen is you would only get a top view while you were aligning and linking the data. Now what you can do is you can actually slice both of the like different setups, and once you slice them you can see like at what location or what at what elevation it would be easier for you to align the data. So that's added functionality. Bundle optimization. So earlier the bundle optimization process would only be allowed in the desktop ecosystem, right? As I've said, you can directly export the file from the field itself. So after only after you've optimized the bundle, you would be able to export the file as E57 or PTX from the field. Exporting and publishing of registered bundles. So as I've said many times now, you can easily export the file. Another new functionality of the field platform is backup and restore. So let's say earlier what would happen is if you were using a low, you can say memory device, you would have to export your data, or at times you would have to delete a lot of projects. Right now with the new software platform, what you can do is you can easily click on the backup button, and then after you've click on the backup button, it will create an FAF file, a field archive file. It's like a zip file. um, it will convert, let's say, 14 GB of data into 1 GB of data, right? So that's how good it is now. And then if you want to import that into your desktop, or if you want to bring it back to your field application, you can easily restore it, right? So you don't have to go back and delete multiple setups now. LWPO, this is a lightweight preview object made for all new BLK 360s. So if you're using a new BLK 360, this is also another add-on, like very much requested add-on feature, which I'm going to talk more about. So as I've said, redundant links and closed loops. So this is the field application. So as you can see here, like this on the field application earlier, what would happen is between any two setups, there would be only one link, right? But if you look at this setup here in the middle, right, this itself has 8 to 10 links with the other, you can see scanner positions. So this particular functionality, it allows you to register the multiple setups in a more robust manner. This is a unique feature which is not provided by any other OEM. Improved level of detail while linking mode, right? So because earlier, if you see on the left side, right, this is the amount of data which was visible, right? Now with the recent updates, along with many more interlinking setups, right, with multiple links to between any setups, what you can see is there's much more detail in the point cloud. So it makes it much more easier to link between or create links between multiple setups. So before after here again, as you can see on the left hand side, the amount of detail, the amount of point cloud detail, and on the right hand side you can see again the amount of detail in the point cloud data, right? So this really it allows you to work even faster. It improves your efficiency in field, right? You're not like any even if there's a newbie on field, they can easily identify how they're going to align the data, right? This makes it much more easier for alignment. So this is an example of the slicing tool for visual inspection of the registration linking view, right? So over here, what we're doing is we are changing the elevation levels of the different setups. And so let's say if the top, if like the highest elevation point, that is a different structure, but we know the lower elevation point, that is a similar structure. So we can easily reduce the elevation level, and then that will make it, or that will allow us to easily link the scans together. So this is very useful when you have decided that you're not going to utilize the office platform ecosystem, you want to complete the work on site. So this helps you on site. This helps increase efficiency on site. So this is another functionality of top-down alignment, right? Earlier, what would happen is you would only get the top view. So along with looking at the different elevation levels, right? This is also the slicing tool will help you register the data better itself. So now we also give the functionality of 3D alignment view, right? Earlier where it was only a 2D view, right? Here you can view the data as a 3D model and you can align it. So if let's say if you're working on multiple floors and you have to connect multiple floors together, right? So over there, this functionality, it becomes very much useful. Or let's say if you're working in a plant or factory environment where there are multiple pipes going at different levels, right? Different elevation levels and there are multiple pipes. So because of this functionality, you can easily link the data together or register the data together. So this again, the side alignment and the 3D alignment views, these are like the new added functionalities. And this will help you look at the data while you're aligning it. This will help you look at it from a side view. So this is what I had mentioned earlier. Now between any two setups, you can have multiple number of links, and this will allow you to help register the data together in a more robust manner. So earlier where we would have to optimize the bundle in the desktop ecosystem, that's something you can easily do on your field application. So how do we know if a bundle is optimized or not? So there would be a pop-up message, a toast message which displays if the bundle has been optimized or not. And if for some reason, if there is the hazard sign over here, right, or a warning sign over here, that means that the bundle has not been optimized. And after you click on that, then that will vanish and easily the warning message which was earlier expected, that won't be there. Coming to the field application again to give you an overview, so you can easily take the data into your system. You can use the sync server option. Otherwise, you can export from the field itself, the E57 or PTX, and then you can utilize some third-party software. Otherwise, you can upload the bundles in cloud, the the HxDR. Vijay Chandel will talk more about this. And or else what you can do is backup and restore, right? Backup and restore will allow you to free your tablet or your Android device, right? Because your Android device or your tablet or your Apple tablet, that will only have some limited space, right? And let's say you don't want to delete a lot of your previous uh, projects, so you can easily create a lightweight file of it, the FAF file, field archive file, and that can easily be imported like the jobs or the projects in the FAF file that can be imported into your desktop platform. Otherwise, that can also be restored into your field application. So the FAF file can be shared as a standard zip file. Uh, so if you've converted your project as a FAF file, what you can do is you can share it via email, right? You can copy it to your local storage. Otherwise, you can upload it to cloud. And after doing that, if you want to go utilize the Leica ecosystem, you can import it to the Cyclone Register 360 and open your project, right? Otherwise, if you want to go back on some project and you want to capture more data from your last scan, you can restore the FAF file, and then again from the last previous setup, you can start again, right? So this will allow you to easily maneuver even if you're working on a tablet which does not have a lot of, you can say, storage space. Um, Coming to, like, I can show you a very, coming to this slide, what it tells us here is if you're using the size difference, like this is going to show you the size difference, right? So for the all new BLK 360, if you have exported data as the LWPO, the lightweight preview object, right? So let's say your full data on your mobile device is 14 GB, then if you're taking the LWPO of the lightweight preview object of the 5 dense and HDR image scans, that will account to 1 GB of data, right? So easily, if you're like, it's always better to store your file, your whole project as 1 GB than it would be as 14 GB, right? So this, we're just trying to show the difference of utilizing the lightweight preview object. And the lightweight preview object that can easily be imported into your desktop ecosystem, and along with that, you can also import this lightweight preview object into your field application as well. Vijay Chandel will tell us more about the unique software offerings such as HxDR and the the iPad functionality.
Just please confirm, can you see my screen?
We can see your screen, sir.
Yeah, hi. Hello all. I will just take you quickly through the to some of our very special software features which allow you to not only collect the data from our scanners only, you can collect your data from other scanners as well as the iPhone. So we are right now very well supporting the iPad and iPhone and iPad to collect the data. So you can use our Cyclone register, Cyclone Field 360 to collect the data from the LiDAR scanner of Apple LiDAR. It collects the data in standalone mode as well as if you want to do the multiple correction mode or multiple scan mode, so you can it is also it can also be done. So what is the major feature here in for the Apple smartphone? Earlier, what used to happen if you are collecting the data from one side and one side of a beam, so it was not possible to it will show a gap on the other side of the beam. So using this feature, using the gap filling mode, will not only help you to fill the data of the iPad or smartphone or iPad LiDAR support, it also will help you to do this in various scanners which you are using, either it is Leica or other scanners what you are using. So this is one of the best feature right now, which is not provided by any other tele equipment or some other companies. So this is the unique feature which I wanted. Uh, so other thing what I want to show you is the HxDR. So HxDR is going to be launched this year for the Indian region. So What is HxDR? HxDR is basically where you can upload your 3D scanner data directly from the field to the cloud, and what it will do, it will host the data, it will share the data, it will visualize the data, and it is not enough. It will also automatic match the data according to your requirement, according to your need. And what are the future advancement coming in this? So you can also do the deviation reporting, which is a must for the BIM applications, and the progress monitoring of the building. So this can be done in the HxDR in the future mode. So this is very good. So what will be the workflow? The workflow will be the mission planning, which you want to do, which you will do in a Cyclone Register 360. You can collect the data, you can directly upload the data in HxDR, and you can perform all the solution like mesh, panorama, progress monitoring, deviation analysis kind of thing in the HxDR mode. But if you don't want to use the HxDR, then we have the normal software solutions where you can collect the data, you can do the data processing in our softwares, and then you can deliver the data according to the requirements. So this two features are coming with the HxDR. So HxDR is going to be a uh, big dive in the scan market. So uh, whatever you want to do, you want to upload the data, you can might create the mesh of data. So the persons who are working on this, who are working on the city modeling or want to create a 3D city model, so they all can use this to directly upload the data on the field, and they can get those. So this is one example. This is one video where you will get much more about the HxDR part. So you can see here, this is a scan data which has been converted to mesh in the HxDR. So you can upload any type of data. You can upload your scan data. You can upload your whatever BLK2Go data in this, and you can create a very good mesh out of that. So this is very useful for your city modeling, where you have to model the streets, then you have to model the buildings. So all these are very easily can be done in the HxDR automatically and very high speed. You can create project for the team. You can perform that. You can assign the various areas to various teams to work further on that, and you can also perform the measurements on the field directly, on the cloud directly using the HxDR mode. You can get out the area and everything. So this is going to be a very good solution in the future. It is a futuristic solution. All the BLK sensors are supporting this HxDR. So if you want to more, if you want more updates on this, then you can contact us, and we will be happy to provide you more informations on this. So this is one example that how you can directly upload the data from the field directly to HxDR in uh, uh, just within seconds, and you can get the mesh out of that using the various tools of the HxDR. So this the other features which I want to share is the Cyclone Register 360, which already Chetan has talked about. That right now Cyclone Register 360 is coming up with a lot of new advancement. One of the advancement is the classification support. So you can see in my screen that the data can be automatically classified into various layers uh, as per the requirement, and you can then export it to uh, different layers as per the need. And second is the data security. So first I will go to the classification support. So this classification will not only work for indoor data, outdoor data, it will also work for indoor data. So there are various classified features, where there are various classified libraries which can be used to classify the data in various features. So you can see here that we have the two solution, which is indoor and outdoor. So you can classify data into vegetation, building, low point, reserve, rail, road surfaces. So all this can be done very easily uh, uh, in this software, and then you can export the data according to the classes. You just want the ground, you just can export the data according to your requirement. So I will just show you one example. So what we have to do, it is a very easy platform. Just you have to create one file and you have to import the file. Just one import has been done. Just you have to select, and then you have to uh, classify the data. Just a second, I will. So you can see here, once I have selected this, I can go to point cloud classification, and then I can select what type of classification has been wanted. If it is outdoor data, I have to select outdoor, and if it is the indoor data, I have to select indoor. So after this, I will just say import, and it will import the data. So I will show you that how uh, this classification is done. So this is the data of a outdoor. So I will just show you the data. So this is the data which uh, has been collected, and right now I want to classify. So once I will just click this, I will say classification manager. So this will classify all this location and all this different functions into the different layers, and it will give me the output of that. So this classification is very easy, and so you can say once the classification is done, it will automatically do uh, the uh, the classification layer, and it will automatically give me the layer. So if I want if I want the high vegetation data, so it will give me the high vegetation data out of that. If I want only the road data or walls, so it will give me the walls only, like pillar walls, whatever they are. So it will give me the walls of the building. So this can be very easily done. And all this kind of road surface, if I want, I just want a road surface, so it will give me the road surface. So once it is done, if by chance what happens, sometime it is a machine, so it will just do this according to your command. But you want to change this layer on some or you want to change the particular feature, like I just want to change this to this particular layer to a vehicle layer, or some I don't want, I uh, vehicle track or vehicle static, I can add this to vehicle static. So what it will do, it will just add this layer to a vehicle static. So this can be done very easy, means you can change the layer wise data according to your requirement. So this is the classification, outdoor classification. The same thing what we can do, we can also do for indoor classification, where it will automate. So this is one data for the indoor classification. So I will just show you. So this is the data where I have to classify various options. So I will just say again, I will go to classification manager. I will say classification manager. It will ask me what kind of classification you want to do. I will say indoor, and then I will say okay. Then once I will say okay, it will automatically classify the data. And once the data is classified, so it will give me the different layers. So it will automatically do the differentiation for me. Just I want the walls, um, I can differentiate the wall. So uh, this classification has done the classify the object, and this wall has been separated from the rest of the point cloud data. So I can export just the walls. If I want to export the ceiling, then I will get the ceiling. If I want the floor, I will get the floor. So all these things can be, you can also change the colors of that. So this can be done very easily out of the classification. So this is one of the functions which I wanted to show you. So this classification in layer is coming, has already been introduced in this new register 360. So I will ask you to use these functions, and if you want, I can provide you the demo license. We can provide you the demo license for the particular licenses, and you can use that. You can use this with ease. So one more feature which has been a great added to which is a great adding to the Cyclone Register 360 is the data security feature. So if you want to know the thing that if the data is corrupted, means is the data has been changed from the original data, it can be known using this data security feature. So so if data has been changed from the first scan to last scan, means someone has went there and again it has changed the scan one, and it has again created the new file out of those, so it will give you the PDF report that it has been changed. So this data security feature has come up, and it can be very easily used for the crime scene purposes or other applications where data integrity is the major requirement. So thanks from my side. This is all from my side. Thank you. Thank you so much. Chetan?
1 second. Thank you all for joining the presentation. Thank you, Vijay sir, for the insights. We have mentioned our email IDs and our phone numbers on the screen here. If anyone has any questions, you can please feel free to give us a phone call. Otherwise, you can also send us an email. So thank you everyone for joining. This is all we have for you today. I leave this screen on, so if anyone requires our details, our contact details, then please feel free to give us a phone call or drop us an email.
Thanks, Vijay and Chetan. I would like to thank everyone for joining this session. This concludes today's webinar. In case you have any questions, you can drop them on the chat box below. We'll take questions for the next 5 minutes. And if any of your questions remain unanswered, we will get back to you through email. Okay, since we don't have any questions, we will conclude the webinar. Please join me in thanking Vijay and Chetan for this informative session. Please also note the email IDs that are displayed on your screen. In case you need any further information, feel free to reach out to them. We will also be sharing a recording of this session should you wish to listen back to this webinar. We appreciate your time and hope you have found this webinar to be a valuable experience. Thank you.